¿Cómo está eso para allá abajo, negro? El tipito como está alto puede pasar. Ferry, como era style para allá.
Located in the eastern Caribbean, Puerto Rico was left vulnerable to nature's destructive force as a large-scale flooding disaster unfolded, primarily impacting critical regions such as Caguas and Cabo Rojo, where overflowing rivers, collapsed roads, and the forced evacuation of hundreds of people created an alarming crisis across the island. In Caguas, the overflow of the Beatric Creek completely submerged areas near Route 765 around La Hacienda restaurant and the lower section of Highway 52. Transportation between Dejito Boulevard and the Guautier Bonites intersection became entirely impossible. These zones were hit by intense afternoon downpours, quickly turning roads into raging currents. At the same time, flood warnings were in effect in urban centres such as Guaynabo, Bayamón and San Juan. Inland municipalities like Villalba, Adjuntas and Utuado, where the soil was already saturated, became prone to landslides under the added weight of new rainfall. Advisory alerts were issued for flooding in towns, including Aibonito, Cidra and Aguas, Buenas. Meanwhile, evacuation notices were announced in Orocovis and Barranquitas due to increasing flood threats in several sectors. In San Juan's Los Navarro district, a driver lost their life when the Caimito River suddenly rose and swept away their vehicle. Investigations revealed that illegal sand extraction projects had degraded the surrounding forested area. Urbanist Pedro Cardona Roig stated that these projects were carried out without proper hydrological studies and directly contributed to accelerated water flow, resulting in deadly flash floods. Massive damage was not limited to rural zones. Urban centres also suffered greatly. In Caguas, many metropolitan areas turned into pond-like spaces due to overwhelmed drainage systems. A section of the PR1 highway was fully shut down, prompting authorities to urge residents to stay indoors. In Cabo Rojo, thick mud deposits formed along Highway 100 due to water mixed with earth, with witnesses attributing this to unauthorized construction and soil disruption in higher elevations.
Honorable Gobernadora, hoy usted está en la alcaldía de Cabo Rojo. ¿Usted cree?
In Loíza, a flood advisory was declared for the Grande River until 2:30 a.m., while a similar warning for the Arecibo River remained active until 4 a.m. If the river levels remain uncontrolled, mass evacuations may be required in both areas. In San Sebastián, reports emerged that a person had gone missing after being swept away by a river. The National Weather Service of Puerto Rico raised alert levels incrementally due to severe rainfall and flooding across different parts of the island. Flash flood watches and warnings were implemented nationwide, valid until Sunday morning, affecting municipalities like Caguas, Bayamón, San Juan, Guaynabo, Orocovis, Barranquitas, Aibonito, Cidra, and Aguas Buenas. The advisories around Loíza and Arecibo rivers remained active until the early hours. This state of alert signals not only a warning for residents, but also an ongoing crisis level, requiring constant monitoring and intervention by authorities. At the core of these events lies a complex mix of climatic and structural issues. Meteorologists explained that the presence of high tropical humidity combined with upper atmosphere low pressure systems would keep most of the island under unstable, rain-heavy conditions for the next several days. The National Weather Service extended flood alerts through Sunday and warned that certain areas might require even longer watch periods depending on future developments. Yet the causes of this disaster extend beyond natural phenomena. Urban planners and environmental experts warned that urbanization policies in high-risk zones, such as Caguas, Cabo Rojo, and San Juan, have worsened the impact of flooding. Artificial canals constructed over old riverbeds, deforestation, and unauthorized land alteration have all contributed to the rapid spread of floodwaters. In Cabo Rojo, particularly around shopping centres, recent sewer projects have failed to accommodate the incoming water, turning roads into large water basins. Unfortunately, this is not new for Puerto Rico. Hurricanes like Irma and Maria in recent years inflicted not only immediate damage, but also left behind a weakened infrastructure that now underpins today's disasters. The island has yet to achieve fully disaster-resistant urban planning. Settlements along riverbeds and constructions on steep terrains continue to trigger disaster scenarios with every new downpour. Puerto Rico once again faces nature's unforgiving side, and this disaster brings not only destruction, but also a grave warning for the future. From Caguas to Cabo Rojo, San Juan to the island's interior, many communities are now paying the price for weak infrastructure and environmental mismanagement. The most critical step moving forward is not just recovery, but building a more resilient, conscious, and sustainable future. What has occurred is not the end. If lessons are not learned, this could merely be the beginning of even greater catastrophes. We send our deepest sympathies to the people of Puerto Rico, especially those in Caguas, Cabo Rojo, and all other affected regions. For the latest and most accurate updates on natural disasters, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. With your support, we can reach more people in need of critical information.